is Monday, September 2nd, 2019, and it's time again for the Monday News Brief. Hey everyone, welcome back and thanks for joining us for another edition of the Monday News Brief brought to you by CDTTV, a part of the Central Dakota Times. I'm your host, Nate Iverson, and in this week's episode, we have FallFest Beef Cook-Off planner Steve Smith coming in to give us some information about the event. Steve's going to be giving us a little bit of backstory on the event, how it got started, some of the things it takes to put on an event like this, as well as all the basic information you'll need to know for the upcoming weekend. And also, if you want to see this full interview, as well as other local news, sports, entertainment, and more, be sure to pick up your copy of the Central Dakota Times wherever newspapers are sold on Wednesday mornings. Let's get to the interview. We're on the air. Okay. Steve Smith, thanks for sitting down with us.
No problem.
So before we get started, I'm interested in learning a little bit more about you. Can you tell me a little more about yourself?
I'm 60, I'm married, and I'm a triathlete.
Oh, perfect. Oh, man. So, but you've been in the community for how long now?
What day is today? The 28th, 29th. So I've been in Chamberlain now for 35 years. Actually, 35 years. 8 months, 29 days, and I got here at 11:56 a.m., so a couple hours.
Oh man, that's going on the record, for sure. We got it. Okay. So, one of the things you're doing now is helping with the FallFest Beef Cook-Off. Can you maybe tell us some of the backstory on how that got started, what it is, and...
Well, Wes Moore, he had the sales barn at the time.
Okay.
Very big promoter. He always had lots of ideas. Came up with the idea of having this beef cook-off, and I was dumb enough to agree to participate that very first year. Had a great time with it. Wes has moved on, but I've continued this thing going. It's actually grown since we originally started. You know, we were just basically a full community, and that's it. Charlie Totten came up with the idea of including the veterans from the area.
Sure.
And the veterans have now become an integral part of this whole FallFest cook-off.
Mm-hmm. So it started as the beef cook-off, and then FallFest kind of formed around that. Is that a new thing this year, or was that started?
That's been this is about the 4th year with the moniker FallFest.
Okay.
FallFest is just kind of Monty Leiferman.
All right.
Who worked up at Budweiser is one who came up with the name FallFest. Him and Lisa Hofer both. They were really good to us when Tom and Helen was in town, and as far as helping us advertise, get things done.
Mm-hmm.
The ribs were the first time last year. Great success. My cooks all loved it. Very popular with us. We don't know about the community, but with us it was just tons of fun, and that's why we decided to include it again this year, and we hope to keep on expanding. Ultimately, we want to make it into more of a KCBS type event, kind of a more fully inclusive atmosphere.
Okay.
We're building slowly because we're self-funded. We don't get any money from, we don't have money from the Chamber of Commerce in Chamberlain. Oklahoma stepped up this year because we got moved from the campground and we needed biffies. So Oklahoma is providing biffies, outdoor bathrooms.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Porta potties,
yes,
so to speak.
Old term.
Old term?
Yes.
You learn something new every day.
Yeah.
Yep. So the event itself is obviously the cook-off and contest. Is there any fundraising that goes along with that? I know you said you're not self-funded. How do you raise funds for yourself?
We have sponsors. Thrivent has been a great sponsor of ours over the years. CFC. We have a whole number of other people. You've got the list right there in the newspaper as to who all is the financial sponsors for each one of the people. I can do this real quick.
Absolutely.
Farm Bureau, Thrivent, Mid-River Veterinary, and we've had, and I can't think of the other ones, Charlie Totten has been the one who's been a major player as far as that's concerned. He's kind of the fundraising arm, the CFO.
Okay.
FallFest, if we can say.
Sure.
And so we basically use that money to put this event on. It's how we are able to provide veterans and their families a free meal. They don't pay to get and come out and eat.
Okay, awesome.
So that, National Guard veterans, those guys, family, you're all free. And those contributor sponsors, they pay for that.
Mm-hmm.
And then we hope we get enough from the general public to help us make sure we break even.
Gotcha. Awesome.
We are not a profit deal, okay?
Good to know. It's all for fun and for getting veterans a free meal and to enjoy the weekend. Yep. So you mentioned the cook-off. How many different kinds of beef are you going to serve here? Are there different categories? Because there is some competition to it, correct?
There is. Friday night is the rib night.
Okay.
Those are baby back ribs. Every one of the cooks out there, I'll be honest with you, everybody who cooks is not just simply a backyard cooker, but they smoke a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're all very adept at doing what they do. So the ribs are fantastic. I would say they're as good as, if not better than most places you can get anywhere in the big cities. I'm not kidding.
I believe it.
You're going to be surprised at how good and how well prepared these are. The next day is the beef brisket. That's kind of the king of the barbecue, if you know what I mean.
Sure.
And that has become kind of our. We don't let the guy who normally cuts the meat cut the brisket, because everybody understands you have to follow the grain of a brisket if you want to keep it tender. And if you cut it the wrong direction, it can get tough. We had that happen about 4 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Ever since then, the cooks all cut their own brisket, and we haven't had a tough piece of meat since. And then we also had, for the first time this year, we used to have prime rib, and we eliminated that for several reasons. So this year what we did is I had read about it, and I experimented with it, reported it. The cooks and I have had 4 or 5 meetings over the summer, getting prepared for this, making this plan, making that plan. And New York strip roast, which is basically, when you go to a restaurant, you want a 12 ounce or a 16 ounce, you cut it up, that big roast.
Yep.
Well, we're cooking the whole roast.
Okay.
So it's a New York strip, and everyone who's gone and taken the time, and almost everyone has at least one that they've done, most or more than that, has been absolutely rabidly happy with the results, because that New York strip, I'll be honest with you, after having it a couple times, I consider it to be far better than prime rib under a barbecue grill.
That's a bold statement.
That's a bold statement.
That is a bold statement.
You come out and you'll find out, you'll have to agree at the end. It is super tender, super tasty. It's a great piece of meat.
Cool. Any other competition, so to speak, going on?
No, those are the 3.
Those are the 3? Awesome.
Ribs, brisket, New York strip. We also have the world's shortest triathlon. I mean, that's a competition in a sense.
Yeah.
It'll be a timed event. You can come do it anytime you want between 1 and 4.
Okay.
And what happens at that is it's a triathlon made for the barbecue chef and the person who looks like me, who wants to be able to wear a shirt that I can walk into a strange bar in some town and say, I'm a triathlete.
Oh man, we're bringing it all the way back to the introductions here. You are a triathlete.
Yeah, I am a triathlete. And anyway, so what it is you bike 30 feet, and the bikes we have are going to be little kids' bikes. And then you can walk or run, your choice, the next 30 feet, but that next 30 feet leads to the 100-foot water slide downhill.
That's the toughest part.
That'd be the funnest part.
So
and
race
if
to
you
the finish.
participate, we give you a t-shirt.
Cool.
Showing you that you're a triathlete.
Now, you mentioned some of the fundraising you do. It's all through sponsors.
Yeah.
And then, obviously the people coming in and paying for the event. What does it take really to really organize this and pull everything off?
Luck. No, really, I'll be honest with you. I've been doing it since the very first year, so I know exactly. I started at CFC sometime around June 1st, and CFC we start watching the price of everything.
Okay.
So when we get to a price that we're comfortable with and they believe is not gonna go any lower,
Mm-hmm.
they will order our product in. It's like we ordered the ribs somewhere around, probably about 4 weeks ago.
Okay.
And the New York strip rib roast, we ordered 3 weeks ago because we got to a cost that we were able to, make work.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why we have what we have now. And that's the start. And then after that, the city is great help as far as getting what we need, the stage, the picnic tables, those kind of things. And the main thing that I have to do, just paper products. Make
Sure.
sure that, make sure the campground operator is gonna be happy with this. Mark Muller's been fantastic. Riverview Chevrolet has been wonderful. Ray's Western Wear is gonna have a beer garden out there, which is a first for us.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Normally, it's always been strictly a cooler event.
Mm-hmm.
And this time we have a beer garden, so people won't have to bring a cooler. They'll be able to get an adult beverage of their choice.
Booyah.
And so then from there, they'll be able to just sit down, listen to music, and eat, wait for the veterans program, and cheer on the winners, because we always announce the winners at the end.
Okay.
And that's a very popular wait and see thing.
Uh-huh.
What we're thinking of doing this year, which we haven't been able to do in the past years, is we're gonna number each one of the pans as they go into the CFC. If you've seen that double cooker they have down by the
Oh, the portable? Yeah.
and we use that every year. And that's how we keep the meat warm, and the beans will be in the roasters. But what happens is that we are gonna have the number we're expecting, so that when people hear who the winner is, we will announce the name and the number, and people will be able to go, say, I had some of that. This will be a first for us, okay?
Okay, that's cool.
So, I mean, it'll be a ton of fun.
That'll be awesome. So you mentioned the triathlon,
Yep.
beer garden, obviously the food itself and music. Is there anything else that people can expect to experience while they're out on the weekend?
If they come out, they'll be able to, if they get there before 2 o'clock, they'll be able to sign up with the beanbag tournament.
Okay.
Last year we had quite a number of entrants and everybody had a lot of fun. It's gonna be across from, and everything on Friday is in the campground.
Okay. And Friday events start at what time?
6 o'clock is when we consider gates to be open. To be honest with you, people are gonna start wandering around at 5:30 and everybody's ribs are gonna be done by then, because
Sure.
everybody who's cooking is coming in on Thursday. So
Okay.
they can have their roasters and their, I would say their pellet grills, because there's no one who cooks with charcoal anymore.
Sure.
Everybody cooks with a pellet grill. So everybody wants to be there so they can get their smoker going no later than noon that day to make sure the ribs are perfectly done by the time we get started at 6. Saturday, we move across the street to the Riverview Ray's Western Wear parking lot.
Okay.
And it's there that we will be set up for the beanbag tournament and the beef bundle bingo. That starts at 3:30.
Okay.
And what that is that you buy a card for $10. You can buy 2 cards for $20, 3 cards for $30. There's no discount for extra cards, okay? But if you win, you get a cooler full of beef.
Oh, sweet. That's a good deal.
And it is a hell of a deal. It's been popular. We tried it 2 years ago just on a lark, and last year it grew, and so people like playing bingo. Hell, I like playing bingo. I want to be a triathlete bingo scholar. That's my goal in life.
Man, that would be something to add after your name. And the events then start with the beanbag tournament at 2 for Saturday?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Anything on Sunday?
Nope.
Entrance fees. Are any entrance fees associated?
If you want to cook ribs,
Mm-hmm.
and what I do is I give you 5 racks of ribs. You don't buy them, I just give you the racks.
Mm-hmm.
The meats all gets handed out on Thursday night, so everybody can have a chance to marinate their brisket and the New York strip and ribs if they want. Almost everyone does.
Uh-huh.
And if you want to, like I said, the ribs are free, but then we sell people tickets, and then we get the money, and that's how we pay for the ribs. Then Saturday, if you want to participate and cook a brisket, I give you the meat, but you give me $50. But then you're part of the barbecue crowd. You're probably there forever, and your wife will hate you, the kids will shoot you, and your dog will love you. Same as the marriage trip. $50 for each meat cut of meat you get.
Okay, and entrance tickets cost how much?
$10.
$10.
$10 for adults. If it's kids 5 to 12, it's $5. Kids under the age of 5 are free. Always have been. We're gonna give you the 2 cuts of meat, the New York strip, the beef brisket. Gonna give you, a couple of hamburger buns if you want them, barbecue sauce, coleslaw, potato chips, and baked beans. And if you need water, you can have water, but I hope you're a barbecue kind of guy and you're gonna go to the beer garden and get beer.
That's right. It's the only way to do it.
It's the only way to do it. Okay. Anything else you need?
I think that about covers it. Steve, thanks for taking some time out of your day.
You bet.
And we'll hopefully see you on the weekend.
Okay.
Thanks for stopping by yet again and joining us for an episode of the Monday News Brief brought to you by CDTTV, a part of the Central Dakota Times. If you like this content and want to see more, we're available on our website, www.centraldakotaTimes.org. There you'll see local news, stories, and more, as well as the CDTTV content we post weekly. We're also available on YouTube at Central Dakota Times Newspaper and on Facebook at Central Dakota Times. We'd love to have you become a subscriber on YouTube. It's free. Become a Facebook fan, also free. And check out our free content on our website. Until next time, I'm Nate Iverson. Have a great week.